Why in the earth did I purchase another one of these Android media players? I don't have a clue. But we will find out what is different with this media player than the rest of them. I also have the earlier revisions of the Xiaomi Mi Box. So we're going to see what this new one has to offer that the other ones did not have. It came with a remote control, the unit itself, an HDMI cable, and a power supply for a different country. Now that power supply says it's a 5.2 volt at 2.1 amp. However, I do have one from the other media player, the other Mi Box, that has the correct power supply. So I will be using the power supply from the other box. It also comes with some kind of documentation, but the writing is so tiny, you'd have to have a magnifying glass or a telescope to read it. I'm not sure this is a Google reference remote control, but it's kind of flimsy feeling. It's not very heavy, but I guess it'll get the job done. There's the top of the box. On the rear, it has a power port, an HDMI port, and a USB 2 port. There's nothing on that side, nothing in the front, nothing on that side. That's the bottom. So it is very limited on connectivity. It is Wi-Fi only. Okay, let's go plug it into the TV and see what it does. Before we actually start seeing what it can do, let's take a look at the specifications and I'll show you what's different about this device. Okay, again, it's Xiaomi TV Box 3rd Gen. It's running Android 14, Android TV version. HDR, Dolby Vision, HDR10, HDR10 Plus. It's got all that. But here's the part that I was going to show you right there. Amlogic S905X5M. Now that is the latest and greatest system on the chip from Amlogic. So we're going to see what this does compared to all the other devices. Okay, this is the first boot up. Okay, this is the interface when you first install it. Okay, again, this is the interface of the first installation. Let's take a look at the settings. Sound and display. This is what's important. Okay, that's CEC, which I don't use. Text scaling, resolution. Goes all the way down to 720p. AISR, dynamic range. Always Dolby Vision? No, we want to match the content. Now let's see if that works. Dolby Vision processed. Okay, we want to use the sync. That means your TV does the processing. And that would be your device, this box, doing the processing of Dolby Vision. Next, you've got match content frame rate. They got seamless only, so I do not have a TV that supports that. So we're going to put always. So hopefully it changes the refresh rate to match the video. Okay, this is the advanced display settings. Okay, here's the formats that it supports: Dolby Vision, HDR10, HDR10 Plus, and HLG. So this device supports all the video codecs. Now sound. Now this does not show you a lot. You got automatic, usually device reported formats, PCM, or pass-through. So we'll check those out and see what difference it makes. Let's take a quick look at some of the settings under System, but not all of them. You got ambient screensaver, Google slideshow, weather, yes, Fahrenheit, time, we're going to show that. Anyway, those are different settings. Power and energy. Okay, shut off timer when inactive for 20 minutes. I'm going to put never on that. About. System update. Check it for update. We should be updated. Okay, it is updated. That is the model Xiaomi TV running Android 14. Android TV OS security patch, January 2025. Okay, now we're in developer mode. This is the date and time settings. Language, choose your language. A lot of them. Keyboard. Storage. 32 gig of storage and 2 gigabyte of memory. We have 26 gigabyte out of the 32 available to add more applications. And here's your developer options. Okay, those are all your developer options. Okay, the first thing we need to do is to see what our internet connection is. So using the 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi band, we have 110 down and 119 up. Now I'm using a 500 gigabit up and down fiber optic internet. So that's not too bad for a 2.4 Wi-Fi band. So now we're going to check the 5 gigahertz band. Okay, this is the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi band, and it's 252 down and 292 up. Now I've had some of these devices have better Wi-Fi performance than this. So this is very respectable, but they could be better because I've had these media players that gets a lot better numbers. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I've already added some apps, but I'm going to go ahead and uninstall some apps that I don't use, like Disney Plus. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now and get rid of some of these apps I do not use. Okay, now that we've got through all the boring stuff, let's see what this thing can do. This is the HD Home Run app, which is the over-the-air TV shows. That's what the live TV looks like right there. Next, we have Netflix. Now that one plays in Dolby Vision with Dolby Atmos, and also it has 24 frames per second. So it switches to the proper frame rate. So it does pretty much everything, and I'll show you that now. Okay, if you see that one, it says Dolby Vision / Atmos. So we're going to test that right now. Okay, I can't play it, but if you notice, it's 24 frames per second and Dolby Vision. And my Yamaha receiver shows Atmos / PCM. So that's what that shows. So this does play in Dolby Vision with the proper frame rate and with Dolby Atmos. So that's what Netflix does. Now what about Fandango? That used to be Vudu. That's where you buy your movies or TV shows, and I've probably got about 100 some movies that I've purchased. The only problem is very few devices actually play in 4K, even though most of my videos that I purchased are in 4K, and a lot of them are in Dolby Vision. This device only plays in HD, not Dolby Vision, so I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, for instance, Matilda. We purchased 4K UHD and it's supposed to play in Dolby Atmos. In reality, we're going to see what it does do. If you notice at the top, it's HDX, which is HD, not 4K, and it's Dolby Digital Plus. And all we're getting is PCM. So this device is not doing a proper job on Vudu. All right, let's see what Apple TV does. Okay, this is Apple TV. We're going to take a look at Greyhound. If you notice, it's playing in Dolby Vision, but it only stays at 60 frames per second. It did not switch. So this app does not support frame rate switching. So it should be 24 frames per second. It's not. But I'm showing Dolby Atmos / PCM on my Yamaha receiver. So it does have Dolby Atmos audio. Let's see what Paramount Plus does. Now this one I will not get Dolby Vision because I got the free version through my cellular service. So I'm not paying for the premium, so I will not get Dolby Vision. But we'll see what we do get. Now if you notice, this one, Criminal Minds, it's a Dolby Vision with Dolby Atmos. So if I was paying for the premium service, that's what I would get. So let's see what we get without the premium service. Okay, I am getting 4K at 60 frames per second. No Dolby Vision or anything like that. On my receiver, I'm only getting PCM 2 channels. So I don't get very much audio out of this. So that's for the free service that I'm getting for Paramount Plus. The next one is MB. Now that is for your own personal media. So we'll take a quick look at that. Here is the interface of it. Okay, well, let's take a quick look at live TV. On now. That's what's on right now. Episodes, movies. Well, we go up here to the guide. Now there's your traditional guide. So that's MB Guide, TV, over-the-air TV. Now this is Back to the Future. Now this is Dolby Vision Profile 7 with full enhancement layer, but it's also got Dolby True HD. Now the problem is this device does not support Dolby True HD because that requires royalties, and I guess this device does not want to pay the royalty for that. Now, almost everything on these media players requires some kind of a royalty payment. Your HDMI port, that requires a royalty. I think the USB, I think that requires a royalty. And a lot of your drivers and applications require a royalty. So all these boxes has to pay somebody for almost every part on that device. Those are royalties. Okay, as I mentioned, this supports Dolby Vision Profile 7. Now the backup, the fallback is the HDR10. Now that's built into this video. So if you've got Dolby Vision, you have a fallback. And usually it's just HDR10. But anyway, this device or this application, MB, does not support Dolby Vision that I can determine. And I'm also getting PCM out of here since it's True Atmos. Okay, Plex is pretty much the same as MB. So it plays the same as MB, so I'm not even going to play any of those, but that's what the interface looks like of Plex. That's Plex. Again, there's YouTube. Now, from what I've read, YouTube does not support Dolby Vision. Dolby Vision. Okay, HDR app. I'm looking for a Dolby Vision. Right there, it says Dolby Vision, but again, this does not play Dolby Vision. Let's see what it looks like.
It's Spring Black Friday at the Home Depot.
Okay, that's YouTube playing in 4K, 60 frames per second, HDR10, not Dolby Vision. But again, I don't think any of these supports Dolby Vision. So there's the stats for nerds for that. So that's YouTube. There's Kodi. Now I'm disappointed because Kodi does not play very well audio-wise on this device. So I'm not even going to take a look at that. So these are the rest of the ones that's included. And I've already showed you that. Okay, thank you for watching. And my opinion on this device is nothing to write home about. If you've got something similar, there's no reason to upgrade. It's supposed to be faster, but I can't see any difference in speed or anything. So actually, it went backwards on this Fandango app. It went backwards. So I think I paid almost $70. Would I do it again? Probably not. So anyway, that's your choice if you want to buy it. If you don't have one, it's okay to buy now. But if you already got one, there's no need to upgrade to this one from what I can see. But that's just my opinion. So anyway, thank you for watching.